Welcome to the Circuit Nevers here in Magny-Cours for race 2 of the weekend for the 2011 FIA Formula 2 Championship. The lights come on, the engine revs rise, and we're away. Who gets the best start? It looks like it is going to be Zanella who holds the lead into turn 1. We've got a staller right at the back, and that could be Kralev, but up the inside goes Alex Brundle. Has he managed to take the lead into the Grand Corps? No, not quite. Bortolotti is up into third place. Marinescu drops down to fourth. That was an audacious attempt. Someone's gone onto the gravel a little bit further back, and there's Benjamin Lariche trying to go around the outside of Jack Clark. They make their way up towards the Adelaide hairpin for the first time, no doubt stamping on the boost button as they climb up the hill. Marinescu looks like he's quite racy behind Bortolotti. Let's see how it all pans out. Bortolotti has the inside line into the hairpin and holds third place. Brundle is right up behind him, and then I think Ramon Pinheiro has found his way up into fifth position. They all squeeze through. Interesting to see who went off in the gravel further back, but Zanella then holds the lead. Brundle very, very close at that first corner to making his way through, and it's all single file pretty much through the Nürburgring chicane this time around. Marn Ibrahim, he is out of this race. Now, where is that? That looks like it could be out of 180, something like that. Perhaps we'll get a replay of that shortly, but as they cross the line then for the first time, it's Christopher Zanella that leads. He has got a 0.7 second advantage over Alex Brundle in second place. Bortolotti still there. Tobias, sorry, that's Mickey Monras, isn't it? Right up behind Ramon Pinheiro now. So the battle of the Spaniards makes its way down to Estoril. Through the big dip here, Monras getting a little bit out of shape, but this could be an opportunity for Mickey Monras on the back straight up to the Adelaide hairpin if he can get on the boost, and with a bit of a slipstream. They've got John Lancaster behind, but here comes Mickey Monras. He's definitely used the boost. He's going to be pulling alongside just a little bit further back. It's Monras on the outside, Ramon Pinheiro in the white machine on the inside. Pinheiro must have used a boost, I think, in retaliation there. So interesting boost tactics going on. There's a position being made up for Kelvin Snooks, I think, squeezing up the inside of one of the Theobald brothers. And Julian Theobald then is down into the pit lane. 19 laps remaining as they cross the line this time. And just at the back there, you can see that three-car train of Storz, Clark and Hageveld. Is Hageveld going to make a move? Cut away just at the crucial moment, but now Will Bratt turns his way through Estoril corner. And is he close enough to think about making a pass on the back of Ramon Pinheiro, who doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment? Will Bratt was very disappointed with his setup yesterday. They made a mistake in the setup of the car, which gave him a lot slower straight line speed. He's trying to use that straight line speed to his advantage, and Jack Clark has got past there. Jack Clark goes around the outside of Timo Storz. Tobias Hageveld tries to follow through as well, so that's only one position lost for Storz. Here's a replay of some very close racing, and it's a spin there for Kelvin Snooks. It looks like he may have just been tagged into it by Johannes Theobald. The other man involved there was Timo Storz, I think, so Storz getting away with it. There is Kelvin in the pit lane, so he has managed to fire up the engine again. Zanella looks like he's getting into the zone a little bit now. The gap up to 2 seconds, and he's starting to settle into this race and control it with 8 laps to go.
It looks like he's controlling it, yeah. Maybe he saved a few boosts when Brundle got a bit closer. All the top guys looking a bit static, but Marinescu's now putting a bit of pressure on Bortolotti.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the gap as they came across the line that time? It was 9/10 of a second, so unless he used a bit of a boost on the way up to the hairpin, of course you don't want to use too many boosts to catch the guy, because if he then catches up to Bortolotti and got no boost left, then he's going to be in trouble.
And this is the phase of the race now where if anyone has safe boosts, they're going to start to use them, and we'll see hopefully some more attacking going on for the top 6 positions.
Zanella dives down into this right-left. The Circuit Nevers here is often labelled as very flat, but I walked around it on Friday evening, and there's a lot of undulation around and a lot of blind apexes. Even the apex up at Adelaide you can't see until you're about 150 metres from it. So it's very... And you can see there, the drop down into Lycée is fairly steep. You need to get on the brakes a little bit earlier than you'd think because of the drop down the hill. You're going to be carrying more momentum, but then it levels out at the apex, so the apex speed isn't too bad as they come across the line this time. The gap between Bortolotti and Marinescu still 9/10 of a second as they round the Grand Corps at 144 miles an hour, then drop down into this right-hander at Estoril, pulling 2.5 lateral G as they make their way through their longitudinal G, I think I should say, the cornering speed. Anyway, there's Natalia Kowalska. She's running a little bit further down in the order, down in 20th position behind Sung-Hak Mun and Plamen Kralev. She makes her way down into this Imola chicane, one of the only circuits where the corner names are actually kind of modelled on other corners around the world. There's Benjamin Lariche then, and here is the battle we were talking about. Benjamin Lariche and Mikkel Mack, very close to one another. There's Johannes Theobald, but Mack is right in the slipstream now. Will he be pushing that boost button? Benjamin Lariche goes defensive, but Mack has got alongside and has got past. Does Lariche have any boosts left to use? He's going to hope Mikkel Mack outbreaks himself, and the youngest man in the field does not. He covers the apex nicely, and Mack makes up the position. Is this a chance for Lariche to get back up the inside? No, it's not, but Mack goes defensive, and then Lariche goes for it up the inside into the chicane. Not close enough. We saw him try and move into Abbey last time out at Silverstone, and so that was brave. So we know he's not afraid of an overtake or two. But at the moment, Mikkel Mack then moves up to take that 12th position. Still a couple of places away from scoring any points, though. So Christopher Zanella starts his final lap. He has led this race from pole position in a fairly commanding manner. He's never had a gap bigger than 2 seconds back to Alex Brundle, but if he can coax it around the remaining 3.5 kilometers or so, he will move to the head of the championship and put himself in the prime position to win the Williams F1 test at the end of the year. 1.7 seconds between them as they round the Adelaide hairpin. And it really has been a commanding performance from him. Again, Brundle, impressive in second place. He drove to an impressive third place. It's good to see him back mixing it in the front. But Bortolotti and Monras, Jolyon, we thought they were so excellent at Silverstone, but they haven't really challenged the top three. Well, Bortolotti's going to come home third, I think, today, but they haven't really been looking like race victories.
No, they were very impressive at Silverstone, no two ways about that. But it is just a very tough field, and you're going to get swings and roundabouts, really. Good weekends here and struggle. When it's so competitive, it's rare for someone to be so dominant, and still good points for Bortolotti and Monras, and they'll still be, I think, second and third in the championship now. But yeah, it's good to see different people at the front.
Well, Bortolotti and Monras took a win each at Silverstone, but there's no sharing of the spoils this weekend. Zanella has been greedy, and he has taken both race victories here at Magny-Cours. The checker flag falls. Christopher Zanella wins round 4 of the 2011 Formula 2 Championship and moves to the top of the 2011 Formula 2 Championship. Here's a look at the finishing order. Ramon Pinheiro then in 9th place, Jack Clark in 10th place, and only 23 seconds separating the top 10 drivers. And at Silverstone, I think we had that between the top 2 almost, so a much closer race here, much better racing here at Magny-Cours this weekend. So an excellent race for Christopher Zanella. As we've said a few times, he really has been the king of Magny-Cours this weekend. A fantastic drive from him, and we'll see you next time at Spa.